Hello, it's me, Leanne, and I'm here to do just a quick summary of what we've been talking about in Pieta this week, for those of you who missed it. Today we talked about what it is for people to have dominion over the earth. So in the Christian Bible and in the Jewish Bible, Jewish Torah, I guess it would be, the scripture says, hang on, I'm getting to it, and God said, "Let us make man in our own image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon it." And so we spent time today talking about what does having dominion mean. And it matters because so much of evangelical Christianity right now, or kind of Western Christianity, is saying that we have dominion over the earth. That means that we own it. That means that we can do with it whatever we want to do with it. And then when you add in there sort of the end of time things, like from the book of Revelation, and people say, well, I mean, time is ending anyway. Jesus is going to come back any minute. Those two things together have led to this thing of like, it doesn't matter what we do to the earth because we own it. And anyway, if we destroy it, it doesn't matter. God was going to destroy it anyway. And those two theologies are working together right now in a really powerful way. So in Pieta, we're saying, is that what the word dominion means? Does it mean that we can just do whatever we want with the earth and it doesn't matter? Or is there a deeper meaning? The word dominion in Hebrew means to rule over. And this is disturbing because I want it to mean something like care about, take care of, but it really does mean that we are the top of the food chain. So, we can say the early people got it wrong, or we can say, we can wrestle with the text. What does it mean that God has given us the earth to have dominion over? There are many, many theologians who would say the earth is ours, we can do with it whatever we want. Other theologians throughout time have spoken about the gift that we have been given and the responsibility that we have been given to care for God's earth. And so I just want to read a couple of those theologians to you today. One of them is a Jesuit priest. Pierre de Chardin wrote in the 1930s, and he said, whenever I tell people that we are called as Christians, as people of God, to care for the earth, they say, well, you're just a utopian person. You just want everything perfect. That isn't how it works. We have to fight with the earth. We have to make the earth do what we want. And he says, I understand that you think that I'm being naive, but science has now proven that caring for the earth is essential for our survival. So am I as naive as everybody has said that I am? I love that. That was in the 1930s. Another person, Johann Muller, in 1926 wrote a book called The Theology of Hope, The Crucified God, and God in Creation. And he says, the problem of modern man is no longer so much how we can live with gods and demons, but how we can survive the bomb, revolution, and the destruction of the balance of nature. He says, as people usurp the earth and rule over it, we are creating such chaos that it will be uninhabitable. And is that what God intended when God gave us dominion over the earth? So very powerful. That's 1926. Let's see. St. Francis of Assisi wrote in the 1200s. He is the most well-known saint ever. He's called the saint for all people. There are Muslims and Jews and people that aren't even Christian who love St. Francis because he loved the animals so much. And St. Francis in the year 1200 said, if you have men who will exclude any of God's creatures from the shelter of compassion and pity, you will have men who will deal likewise with their fellow men. And then in the 1100s, we have a wonderful woman in the church, Hildegard of Bingen, and she preached of the web of life. And she says all creatures share the earth. The earth must not be injured. The earth must not be destroyed. And if humans misuse creation, God will permit creation to punish humanity. So there have been these different streams of thought, different theologies from mystics and from theologians throughout the ages, wrestling with this text. What does it mean to have dominion over the earth? So I invite you to wrestle with this text. What does it mean to you that we as human beings have been given dominion over the entire earth? What does that call us to be? What does that call us to do? So I invite you to take a few moments and ponder that. And if you want to put a comment in the comment section, you certainly can. If you want to write me directly, you can find me at my website, leanne-hadley.com. And if you'd like to be part of Pieta, visit my website, leanne-hadley.com. Thanks for being here, and I hope that you will take seriously the scripture and the importance of what does it mean that we have been given dominion. What does that call us to be as people of faith? Thanks for being here.